The blue whale is the largest animal ever known to have lived. Its body can extend nearly 30 meters through the water. Its heart is larger than many vehicles, and a powerful movement of its tail can propel more than 100 tons of muscle through the open ocean. Few creatures would ever consider approaching such a giant as prey. Yet the blue whale is not completely beyond danger. In certain waters, black dorsal fins rise behind it, one after another. The attackers are much smaller, but there are many of them. They communicate, divide their effort, target vulnerable parts of the body, and continue applying pressure long after a solitary predator would have become exhausted. These are orcas, and when they surround a blue whale, the confrontation becomes the greatest predator-prey battle on Earth. For many years, scientists knew that orcas attacked the calves of large whales. Young humpbacks, gray whales, and other baleen whales can become vulnerable during migration, especially when they are separated from their mothers. Blue whale calves were also believed to face this danger. But whether orcas could successfully kill a healthy blue whale beyond the vulnerable calf stage remained uncertain. People had seen attacks and found scars on living whales. Yet direct evidence of a complete hunt was missing. That changed in the waters off Western Australia. Researchers documented several successful attacks involving blue whales, including an approximately 20-meter animal considered healthy before the encounter. The observations revealed something almost unbelievable. Orcas were not merely harassing the largest animal in the sea. They were capable of coordinating long enough, attacking precisely enough, and gathering in sufficient numbers to bring one down. The discovery did not mean that an individual orca was stronger than a blue whale. The size difference is enormous. Even a large adult male orca may weigh only a fraction of the mass of its target. A direct collision with the whale's tail could cause serious injury or death. The blue whale does not possess teeth, claws, or a predatory jaw, but its body itself is a weapon. One violent sweep of the tail can move an immense volume of water and strike with devastating force. The orcas, therefore, cannot behave like a shark attacking a seal. They must avoid the most dangerous part of the whale, control the direction of its escape, and gradually reduce its ability to resist. Their advantage is not individual power, it is cooperation. A blue whale facing danger normally has one obvious strategy escape. Its long, streamlined body is designed for efficient movement through open water, unlike humpback whales, which may turn toward attackers and use their long flippers defensively. Blue whales are generally associated with a flight response. When orcas approach, the whale may accelerate and attempt to move into open ocean. Against a small group, this may be enough. Pursuing an enormous whale requires extraordinary energy. The attackers must repeatedly surface, accelerate, and avoid the tail while gaining little immediate food. A healthy adult able to maintain speed may make the hunt too expensive to continue. Orcas are intelligent enough to abandon a target when the risk and energy cost become greater than the possible reward. But a large, organized group can change the equation. Some orcas follow closely beside the whale. Others approach the head or flanks. Several individuals may take turns attacking while companions recover. The blue whale cannot focus on every direction at once. If it turns toward one attacker, another gains access to the opposite side. If it accelerates, the group follows. The hunt becomes a prolonged test of endurance. The first objective may not be to kill the whale immediately. It is to slow it down. Orcas can bite the fins, tail stalk, dorsal region, and soft tissue along the sides. Damage to the fins reduces control. Injuries around the tail make every powerful swimming movement more difficult. Bites remove skin and blubber, creating wounds that continue draining energy and blood. An attack that appears individually small becomes devastating when repeated by many hunters. The orcas may also ram the whale. A female accelerates toward the side and strikes with her head or body. Another attacks near the mouth. Others move behind the whale, forcing it to continue swimming. The blue whale cannot stop to recover because stopping allows the group to surround it more closely. It must keep moving while the injuries accumulate. Every breath becomes part of the battle. A blue whale must reach the surface regularly. Its breathing rhythm may become faster as the pursuit continues and its muscles demand more oxygen. Orcas can anticipate where the whale will rise and position themselves around the head. They may interfere with its movement at the surface, strike as it breathes, and force it to dive before it has fully recovered. The hunters do not need to prevent every breath. They need to make each breathing cycle more difficult than the last. The blue whale's size, normally its greatest protection, now creates a disadvantage. More than 100 tons of tissue require enormous oxygen and energy. Once the whale begins losing speed, it cannot turn rapidly or hide in shallow water. The open ocean provides no shelter. Its body remains visible across a wide area, and every breath announces its position. The orcas, by contrast, are agile. They can accelerate, turn sharply, dive beneath the target, and approach from different angles. A single attacker would still be unable to control the giant. But the group functions almost like one distributed predator. Each whale contributes a small part of the pressure. Some individuals may be more active than others. Observations from Western Australia showed females leading important parts of an attack, repeatedly ramming and biting the blue whale, Orcas, with larger bodies and greater mass, were also active during other documented events. Calves and less experienced individuals could remain nearby, watching or participating at lower levels. This suggests that a blue whale hunt may contain different roles. The most experienced hunters approach the dangerous areas. Others maintain pressure along the sides or follow behind. Large males can provide additional force. Younger whales gain exposure to the technique without immediately accepting the greatest risk. The hunt is not created spontaneously by animals that happen to gather around a whale. It may depend on relationships developed across years. Orcas live within social communities where hunting knowledge can be learned and transmitted. A young orca watches its mother approach large prey, recognizes which areas are vulnerable, and learns when to move closer or retreat. Bringing down a blue whale requires knowledge that cannot safely be gained through careless experimentation. The hunter must understand how the giant accelerates, where the tail will travel, and how the whale responds when surrounded. One mistake near the flukes could end the orca's life. Experience transforms an impossible target into a calculated opportunity. This may explain why successful blue whale predation is rarely recorded. Orcas are found throughout the world, but not every population hunts marine mammals. Some specialize in fish, others hunt seals, sharks, dolphins, or smaller whales. Even among mammal hunters, Attacking a blue whale may require a specialized tradition possessed by only certain communities. Physical ability alone is not enough. The orcas need the correct culture. During one documented attack, observers found that the blue whale had already suffered severe injuries when they arrived. Part of the dorsal area had been damaged. Flesh and blubber were being removed from the sides, and the animal was bleeding heavily. Orcas repeatedly attacked the head and body as the whale gradually weakened. Near the end, a female orca pushed into the blue whale's open mouth, apparently targeting the tongue. The image is almost impossible to comprehend: an orca entering the mouth of the largest animal on Earth while the victim was still alive. But the tongue represents an extremely valuable reward. It is large, soft, rich in tissue, and easier to consume than many heavily muscled parts of the whale. Orcas attacking other baleen whales have also shown interest in tongues, lips, and other energy-rich areas. They do not necessarily need to consume the entire carcass. After accepting the danger of the hunt, they can focus on the tissues, offering the greatest reward. When the blue whale finally died, many additional orcas gathered and fed from the body. The original attackers had created a resource capable of feeding far more whales than those directly involved in the chase. Food was removed, carried, and shared as the carcass began sinking. A single, successful hunt can therefore support an extended social community. The reward may justify hours of pursuit and enormous risk, but only when enough hunters cooperate and the correct target is selected. Calves remain much more vulnerable than healthy adults. A young blue whale is already enormous by human standards, but it lacks the full speed, strength, endurance, and diving capacity of a mature whale. It must breathe more frequently and remain close to its mother. During migration, the calf can become the slowest member of the pair. When orcas approach, the mother may attempt to position herself between the hunters and her calf. She can use her body as a moving wall, turn toward attackers, or guide the young whale away. But the mother faces an impossible challenge. She must protect the calf from multiple directions while keeping it moving towards safety. The orcas may pressure the pair until the calf falls behind. Several attackers can remain near the mother, distracting her, while others move toward the young whale. Once separated, the calf has little protection. Its smaller oxygen reserves and frequent need to surface make exhaustion easier to achieve. The mother may continue returning, striking the water with her tail or attempting to push the calf forward. But every turn slows their escape. The same maternal bond that motivates her defense can be used by the hunters to predict her movements. She will not willingly abandon the young whale, and the orcas know where her attention will remain. Yet blue whales are not helpless victims. Many attacks probably fail without ever being observed by humans. Living whales carry scars believed to have been caused by orca teeth, evidence that some survived close encounters. A healthy adult can accelerate, endure long periods of movement, and use its tail defensively. A mother that reaches shallow or protected water may reduce the directions from which attackers can approach. The rarity of confirmed adult kills is itself important. It suggests that even skilled orcas do not casually defeat blue whales. The attacks demand many participants, prolonged effort, favorable conditions, and perhaps an unusually vulnerable target. Every hunter risks injury, and the energetic cost can be enormous. The blue whale's defense is based on making the hunt unprofitable. if it can remain fast enough for long enough. The orcas may decide that another prey species offers a safer meal. Predators survive not by winning every possible battle, but by choosing opportunities where success is likely. The orcas make the same calculation. They inspect the whale's size, age, speed, condition, and social situation. A calf separated from its mother is very different from a healthy adult traveling at full strength. A juvenile, already weakened by injury, creates a different opportunity from a massive whale capable of maintaining speed. The hunt begins only when the group believes the balance can be shifted. This makes each confrontation a contest of information. The blue whale must recognize the threat early and escape before the attackers organize. The orcas must read the whale's movements and identify weakness. One side depends on size, endurance, and speed. The other depends on numbers, timing, cooperation, and learned technique. The outcome is not predetermined. Imagine the encounter beginning in deep water off the Australian coast. A blue whale surfaces and releases a towering breath. Behind it, several smaller blows appear. Black fins begin spreading across the water. The blue whale accelerates. Its tail bends and drives the enormous body forward. For a moment, distance begins to grow. But the orcas do not all remain behind. Some move toward the sides. Others dive and reappear ahead. The giant changes direction, but every turn costs speed. An orca approaches the tail and retreats before the flukes descend. Another bites near a fin. Two females move toward the side and ram the whale in succession. The blue whale surfaces again, breathing hard, then attempts another burst of speed. The pursuit continues. Minutes become hours. The whale's movements grow slower. Wounds spread across its back and sides. The orcas take turns entering and leaving the most dangerous positions. Those that have rested return to the attack, while tired individuals move outward. The blue whale is still larger than all of them combined in physical power. But size can no longer solve the problem. The hunters are attacking its ability to use that size. Damaged fins reduce control. Blood loss weakens the muscles. Repeated surfacing prevents full recovery. Eventually, the whale can no longer accelerate away. The group closes around it. This is the moment when the ocean's largest body is defeated by one of its most advanced social systems. No individual orca has overpowered the blue whale. The victory belongs to the network relatives coordinating movements. Experienced females leading attacks. Powerful individuals applying force. And younger whales learning from the event. When the whale dies, the surface fills with birds and additional orcas. Pieces of skin and blubber are carried away. The carcass that once contained the greatest living body on Earth becomes energy redistributed through the ecosystem. The event is violent, but it is not cruelty. Orcas do not kill blue whales to prove dominance or destroy a rival. They are predators feeding themselves, their calves, and their social group. The blue whale is not a helpless symbol of peace, and the orca is not a monster. Both species are following strategies shaped by millions of years of survival. The encounter also reveals that there is no absolute ruler of the ocean. The blue whale holds the record for size, but size is only one form of power. Orcas possess another, the ability to combine many bodies and minds into one hunting force. A giant may be stronger than every attacker individually, It may be faster than some, heavier than all, and capable of killing with a single tail strike. But it cannot watch every direction, defend every wound, and outlast an organized group forever. Somewhere beneath the waves, a young orca may witness such a hunt for the first time. It stays close to its mother, observing the angles of approach and the moment experienced hunters retreat from the tail. It watches the group slow the whale and target the mouth. Perhaps years later, that same orca will join another attack, carrying knowledge learned during this encounter. A blue whale calf may also survive an unsuccessful assault and continue migrating beside its mother. Scars remain on its body as evidence of the day it encountered the hunters. As it grows, those scars stretch across an animal, eventually too large for most orca groups to challenge. Both survivors carry lessons forward. The orca learns how giants can be defeated. The blue whale learns that even the largest body in the history of life must sometimes run. That is the true meaning of orca versus blue whale. It is not simply a battle between a small predator and a massive victim. It is a conflict between two different solutions to survival. The blue whale represents the power of scale, a body capable of crossing oceans, engulfing tons of prey, and overwhelming danger through size and movement. The orcas represent the power of society, many individuals sharing information, dividing risk, and transforming cooperation into strength. When those two powers meet, the result is one of the rarest and most extraordinary struggles in nature. The largest animal on Earth races through open water while black fins gather around it. The whale depends on speed, endurance, and the hope that the hunt becomes too costly. The orcas depend on patience, precision, and the knowledge that no giant remains invulnerable once it begins to tire. There may be no witnesses. The battle can unfold far beyond land, leaving behind only scars, scattered birds, and an empty section of ocean. But when researchers finally documented the complete hunt, it changed what humans understood about both animals. The blue whale was not untouchable. The orca was not limited by its size. In the open ocean, individual strength can create a giant, but cooperation can create something powerful enough to hunt one.